any vlog that starts off with book shopping and a haul is a vlog that is starting off in the right way. Hi everyone, my name's Chloe. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for being here today. This is officially the start of week 2 of Whateverthon, or Whatever You Want-a-thon. I'm sure you all know what this readathon is by now. It is a readathon which is hosted by Maddie from Book Browsing Blog, and basically you can read whatever you want and try and get points. There are prompts, we're all in teams. I'm on Camp Contemporary, so I'm reading all contemporary fiction during this month. It is also, you also get extra points if you do certain things, so one of them being reading LGBTQ+ fiction, because it is Pride Month here in the UK, so you get extra points for that. So I am mostly reading, or trying to read entirely, LGBTQ+ representation. So yeah, that is, I know I said you'd all know what it is and you don't really need a description, but I did it anyway. I am so my goal for the month, you have to set yourself a target because there are extra points when you get to a certain percentage of your target. So my target is 10 books for this month, which I've so far read 2, so I'm a little bit behind. I should be sort of into my third and I'm only like 50 pages in so far, but I do have, after this is my last sort of working week, it is Tuesday evening on the 8th. I have 3 days left at work and then I am off for sort of like, it's 9 days in total. It's 5 working days, but then obviously with the weekends on either side. So I should be able to read a fair amount next week. And until then, I've picked up a nice easy middle grade so that I can sort of hopefully power through this, ready to crack on with slightly more, don't know, I say slightly more intense. I'm reading contemporary, so I'm not going to be that intense, but yeah, I'm reading Me, My Dad and the End of the Rainbow by Benjamin Dean. This is about a kid called Archie who, at the start of the book, his parents are split up. He doesn't quite know why, he just knows that they're arguing a lot. He overhears a conversation that he's probably not supposed to hear, which is, and he finds out that his dad is actually gay. And I think that's literally where I've got to in this story. That's kind of the premise of it. But from what I gather from the synopsis on the back, he then finds a Pride leaflet in his dad's pocket and decides to sort of explore a bit more about that and find out about what, I'm guessing what that is trying to find out more about what it means, the fact that his dad is gay. And he ends up discovering the whole sort of LGBT+ community, which, yeah, I love that. There's a secret cover underneath this, and it does have, it basically is a pride flag with all different people on there. Just, yeah, I love it. I am enjoying this so far. I will say that I don't read a lot of middle grade. This is actually fitting the prompt of out of my comfort zone, and the reason being because I don't read a lot of middle grade, and I'm realising quite early on in this that the reason why I don't read a whole lot of middle grade is nothing to do with sort of the stories that are being told, because I think there's some really interesting stuff being done with middle grade, but it is something to do with the general sort of writing style. Now I know that obviously there are various different writing styles in middle grade, but there is something about sort of a child character speaking to you as a child would that I just can't read for a prolonged period of time. Like, I know it's not written for me, I know it's written for children, so it should be written as a child would speak and would understand it. That is absolutely fine, but it's just not something that I necessarily enjoy. So when he's sort of talking, so when the main character's sort of speaking in this, like, he is a little bit too much on the side of precocious, and yeah, I've read some middle grade that I do enjoy. I really enjoy, like, the Victoria Schwab City of Ghosts series, the Cassidy Blake series, but I think that's because Victoria's writing style comes through in that. It feels a little bit older. Middle grade can cover a fairly wide age range, so in this book I believe the character is either like 11 or 12, but obviously some middle grade can be sort of 13, 14, which doesn't sound that different, but can be in terms of like, try having a conversation with an 11-year-old and have a conversation with a 14-year-old. It can be a very different experience. And yeah, I think that's the only sort of criticism I'd have so far. I am enjoying it, it seems fun, but it overall might not be perfect for me, but that's more to do with, like I said, personal choice than anything else. Anyway, I'm definitely started rambling now. I did not expect this clip to be this long. I do have a couple of other things to show you. So as you probably saw at the beginning of this video, I went book shopping today. I called into my local Waterstones on the way home from work, and I picked up a few things. So my first one was Vampires Never Get Old, which is a short story collection. It's just stories about vampires. It's lots of people that I've heard of, a couple of people that I've heard of but never read, a couple of people that I have read. But most importantly, the reason why I picked this up is because there is a V. Schwab story in here, and the V. Schwab one, I believe, is sort of like, it's about a vampire who falls in love with a vampire slayer. So it's sounding like Buffy right there, which, great. I love Buffy. But also, I believe that it's a female-female relationship. And it is also going to be adapted into a TV show. She's literally been on the set of it all this last sort of month or so. She's going over to America to go and be on the set of it. So I am very excited to read that one. I've been waiting for this to come out in the UK. It's been out in the US for a while now, but we finally have it. So it's quite good to read. I might, I'm not going to say I'm going to fit it in this month actually, because I normally do that. I'm like, yeah, I might fit in this month, and then I'm like, no. I probably will end up reading this next month, but definitely want to get to it sooner rather than later. And then the next book that I picked up was An Emotion of Great Delight by Tahira Moffi. This is basically a story about Islamophobia. It says, An Emotion of Great Delight is a searing look into the world of a single Muslim family in the wake of 9/11. It's about a child of immigrants forging a blurry identity, falling in love and finding hope in an ever-changing world. Yeah, it says it's set sort of several months after the US officially declared war in Iraq, and the main character in this wears a hijab, so is inevitably, unfortunately, the target of some not so great behaviour. And yeah, it's about that. It reminds me, so Tahira Moffi is obviously known for writing, oh, I'm forgetting the name. Tahira Moffi is obviously known for writing the Shatter Me series, and I've never actually read that. I've not read any of her fantasy stuff. I have read her other contemporary novel, which was A Very Large Expanse of Sea, which dealt with a similar type of theme, and I really enjoyed that one. So I'm very much looking forward to this one as well, and also like that illustration, I love that. So I've been waiting for this one to come out, and then when I went into Waterstones, the ones they had happened to have a signed bookplate in there, so I have a nice little signed Tahira Moffi book now. Very excited to read that one. And then the last one I picked up was basically because I'd picked up two books and only one of them was on the buy one get one half price offer, and I always like to take advantage of that offer when I see it. And I had been looking at this one for a while, didn't really know much about it, but just kept being drawn to it for some reason, and I was like, you know what, it's an excuse to pick it up. There's nothing else on this offer that I'm interested in, so I might as well pick this up because I keep looking at it, so I'm gonna end up getting it eventually. I know I will. And that is Excuse Me While I Ugly Cry by, I don't even know this is by, Joya Goffney, apparently. Again, do not really know anything about this. I did have a quick look while I was in the store, and it had good ratings on Goodreads. It was on like 4.25 or something like that, so I was like, okay, sounds half decent. I think I did see somebody reading this the other day in a Discord server somewhere. I mean, literally all it says on the back is that she keeps a journal that kind of summarises her, and then, oh, she's been blackmailed about something. So I'm going to guess that somebody ends up getting her journal and blackmails her about it. I don't know. We'll see. It's, I've again sort of, it was a cover buy, I'm not gonna lie. I think the cover's really pretty. But I did, like I said, I did a little bit of research, so hopefully it'll be okay. Right, I have been rambling on for, I don't know how much I'm going to cut this clip down to, but I've been rambling on for a while now. So I am going to go, because I am going to actually try and read a little bit more of this one tonight. And actually I need to edit week 1 of this, so hopefully you'll have already seen that. If not, I will leave a link somewhere up here or down here or both, I don't know. But yes, I will check in possibly later tonight. Update, and the update is I read absolutely nothing yesterday. You know what, guys? I'm just so ready for this week at work to be over. And yeah, I plan on reading so much next week because I miss it. I miss just being sort of able to have the attention span and the energy to just sit and read. And yeah, it's just, yeah. Anyway, I'm still reading, obviously, because I didn't read anything yesterday. Still reading Me, My Dad, and the End of the Rainbow. It is, I haven't even said what day it is. It's Wednesday. I had to think then. Good God, it's Wednesday evening. It is about 8:30. As you can possibly tell, this hair is wet, not just very greasy. I got home, ate some food, jumped in the shower, and now, I mean, I did just spend like the last half hour just laid on my bed thinking, do I go back downstairs and actually sit and read, or do I just actually get into bed and give up for the evening? And I thought, no, I will go and sit downstairs and at least try and read, at least, like, I think I said I'm at page like 50 of this. So if I can try and get to page 100, that'd be great. And then potentially another 100 tomorrow night. I don't know. I honestly do not know. But yeah, I will give you updated thoughts in a little bit and sort of tell you how much I actually managed to get read. This is a disaster of a vlog, and I filmed like 2 clips. I'm very sorry. I really hope that my Whateverthon turns around a little bit. So it's Saturday morning now. I think the last clip I have is from Thursday evening, and I have not read anything since. I was on sprints on Thursday night, and I literally just sat there on my phone watching Friends, I believe it was. My brain was not in the mindset to read. And then yesterday I sort of again got home and ended up watching Love, Victor, which was very good. I love that show. I, like I said, have not picked up a book, so I am therefore still obviously reading Me, My Dad, and the End of the Rainbow. I think part of the reason why I haven't picked up a book is that because this hasn't sort of grabbed me straight away, and then I've not been in the best sort of mood or headspace to be reading. I've not sort of battled through it to pick it up, because if I really enjoyed the book, I probably would have done. I do think I will like the book. I think it's just that I'm only 50 pages in, and it's, like I said, it's not grabbing me like that. So hopefully today I will actually be able to make some decent progress on it. I should, if I can get into it, be able to finish it in a day or 2. And as I've mentioned multiple times so far in this video, I am now officially off from work for a week, which is great because that means that I do have plenty of time to be finishing it. I do have some things that I need to do today. Mainly, I do not have a video film to go up this afternoon. So my plan is to very quickly go and get ready and film that and then get it edited and uploaded. So, I mean, that should take, what I want to film shouldn't take massively too long. So hopefully like half an hour, 40 minutes, and then it'll take like another hour and a half to edit. And then once that's done, I can sort of leave it uploading while I do other things. So hopefully that'll only be about 3 hours. I've obviously got to get ready first though, so maybe 4. But yeah, but it is still early in the morning. It's, it's 9:45, so that should be done for 2 o'clock. And then I can just read. And yeah, I don't think I have much else to update you on. I have no new books that I've acquired, I don't think. That's always a good thing, book mail. I am waiting for something to arrive, possibly today, maybe on Monday. But yeah, I am going to leave it at that, and because I really need to go and film this video before my parents come home. My parents should be home about 1 o'clock, and I would like this to be done by then. I don't like filming when there's other people in the house. So I will go and do that now. and I will get back to you all shortly. So I'm currently picking out books for the video that I'm going to film that should have already been up before this, and it's all about sort of, I'm on Camp Contemporary for Whateverthon, and I'm planning on reading all LGBTQ plus books, so I thought what better than to give sort of Camp Contemporary recommendations and sort of go with the whatever LGBTQ plus books I have that are contemporary on my shelves. And I pulled out, there's a couple that I've left off because the ones that I maybe didn't enjoy quite as much, but I pulled out all the ones that I really enjoy, and I'm just going to show you the size of the pile that I've got to talk about. I mean, if this doesn't sum up why I chose Camp Contemporary, I don't know what does. Okay, task number 1 of the day is done. The video is filmed. I am now going to edit it, and then I should actually be able to read. We'll get there eventually, but the main thing is that it's filmed. We've made a start. Which is obviously much later in the day. I have actually managed to read a little bit today, so actually today's been like a bit of a success, I would say, like ish. I filmed, edited, uploaded the video. It actually went up on time this week. A lot of times Saturdays don't, because I tend to leave it fairly last minute, but I got it all done, and also have managed to read a little bit tonight. So for about another 100 pages of this, so I'm coming up to page 200 now, which is good. I'm actually starting to get into it a lot more as well. The main character, as I think I said the other day, I was just finding like a little bit irritating. I'm not used to reading from sort of a younger child's voice, although now I feel like, I don't know if it was just me in the wrong headspace the other day, but he feels like he's reading a bit older now. He stated that he's in year 7 at school, so he's like 11, 12, and it's feeling more like that age group, whereas at the beginning it did feel like he was about 8, and I don't know why. But as it's settling in, he seems to be reading older, which means it's a bit easier for me to read it. And the actual sort of crux of the story is happening now. So basically, it's taken like, so I'm at like page 165 or something, and it's taken this long to actually get to the point where he knows that his dad's gay. He's not struggling with it necessarily, he's more worried that things will change. It's not that he has an issue with who he is at all, it's just it's more to do with the fact that his parents are divorced and they're arguing a lot, and there's just change in general, so it's more that he's worried from that side of it. And he's found this Pride Parade flyer in his dad's pocket. That's kind of what it tells you on the synopsis on the back. So at the minute they're making the plans to actually get to the Pride Parade, and that is kind of the crux of the story. And it just feels a bit weird that it's taken like literally half of the book for him to even get to the point of him finding out about the Pride Parade and wanting to go to it. I just feel like, I know it was important to see him sort of just finding that out about his dad and then sort of starting to deal with it a little bit. That was definitely important for the setup, but it just, I don't know, it felt like it took a while. I am enjoying it. It sounds like I'm not, but I think what it is so I've done a 5-star predictions video, and this will be the second of them that I've read, and the first one was actually a 5 stars. If you watched last week's vlog, it was in there. I feel like I'm reading one of these 5-star predictions every week, but yeah, the first one actually was, and this one, I think very early on I knew that it wasn't. I mean, and at the minute it's probably still going to come out like a 4, but it's always a little bit disappointing when something's not quite as good as you wanted it to be. But again, that could completely be my issue, because I don't read a lot of middle grade. I don't really know why I thought that a middle grade was going to be 5 stars, other than obviously the story sounded great, but I probably should have anticipated for the actual reasons that I don't tend to read a lot of middle grade. That is a weird rambly thought because I am a little bit tired. I am planning on reading some more of this tonight. I was hoping to try and get it finished, but I've still got like another 150 pages left, so I don't think that's going to happen. But if I could try and read another 50, kind of get to page like 220, because I think it's about 320 pages long. So if I can get to 220, I'll have 100 left to read tomorrow. So yeah, tomorrow's plan is to finish reading this, and then I don't know whether to go on to reading something new that I'm excited for, like maybe Hanny and Ish's Guide to Fake Dating, or whether to sort of go into Felix Ever After, because that's a reread that I know is a 5-star and might just be good to fly through. I mean, I know what I want to read, and what I want to read is One Last Stop, but it still hasn't arrived. I have queried why it hasn't arrived yet. I also really want to read, it's not on my TBR, but I want to read The Other One That I Want, which is from Simon James Green, and that came out last week, and I'd ordered it like the week before on a Waterstones points weekend thing, and it hasn't arrived, so I had to chase that up yesterday with Waterstones and be like, excuse me, why has this not turned up at my door? And they've literally said, don't quite know why, we have it in stock, but we'll make sure it gets sent. So that should be arriving on Monday. So yeah, I might read Felix Ever After because I can fly through that one quite quick and then be able to pick up the other one. Anyway, I'm definitely rambling now. I am going to go back to reading. I'm watching Suspense at the minute. There's one more left, so I've muted it while we're doing the talky bits, and I will get back to reading with them all for the last 45 minutes and then sleep, possibly. We'll see. It doesn't always come that easily, but we'll try. Right, talk to you guys tomorrow. Hello. So it's Sunday morning now. Well, actually it's nowhere near Sunday morning, it's Sunday afternoon. I didn't update you guys this morning, but I have finished Me, My Dad and the End of the Rainbow. I've read sort of the last 100 pages this morning. I just realised I've still got the TV on in the background, so you can just hear tennis noises. I'm watching the French Open final with Djokovic and Tsitsipas. Not that anyone really cares, but I am a massive tennis fan, so yeah, got one eye on this in the background, wait until Wimbledon starts, then you'll see sort of me getting very distracted and barely reading because all I will want to watch is tennis on TV. That was on a tangent, but yes, I finished this. I gave it 4 stars. It was good. It definitely got more into it once they actually started sort of going to Pride, and basically it's just a story of everyone getting lost at Pride and then sort of the people that they meet when they're trying to find each other, and it's cute, it's fun, it's nice to sort of see this type of book being written for this age group, because it was very sort of, I can imagine that it would be very good for a young child to read about the things that are in here, because it's just about sort of, yeah, these are the people you meet, these are the different types of people that are in the world. Yeah, that's fine. That's literally what it is. Like, there's no sort of, I think that's what I liked about it, there's no drama about like his dad being gay or anything like that. Is literally the only sort of drama about it is that he's worried because the parents got divorced, he's more worried that he doesn't see his dad very much anymore and that they don't have the connection that they used to have. And yeah, it was really cute. I did enjoy it. Like I said, probably the only reason it's 4 stars is because I'm not generally a middle grade reader, and I can't really think of a middle grade that I would rate 5 stars. So very, very good for what it was, just not perfect for me, which is absolutely fine. It's not written for me. And now I'm going to move on to Felix Ever After. I have decided to pick this one up. I was sort of debating this morning whether to pick something else up, but I do kind of want to read something that I've already read, something I know I'm going to fly through. I also contemplated picking up Simon vs. Homo Sapiens Agenda, but I thought, no, let's stick to my TBR at least, try and get those done, because then I think my plan is, if I can finish everything that was on my actual TBR, MASH TBR, I can then sort of just mood read for the rest of the month, so that if I am slumping, I can literally pick up whatever I want to read. And I'm just thinking, so far on that TBR MASH I've done, I think I've read most, I think everything pretty much. I've read 3 books so far this month, and 2 of them were definitely from that, because that was what have I even read this month? My brain is just going blank. Verona Comics, which definitely was. I bought that during the game. And then I also read Malibu Rising. which, yes, that was the 5-star predictions maybe. And yeah, read both of those. This one wasn't on the TBR, but it was sort of the bonus one at the end because it was a required read because I wanted to read it from a middle grade monthly. This one was on the TBR of most recent purchase, I think it was. So I've got this one, and then I have 2 left, maybe Hanny and Issue and Tash Hearts Tolstoy. Oh no, and then One Last Stop as well. One Last Stop still hasn't arrived. Like I said, I'm still trying to chase that one up, so that's why I keep forgetting about it. But I know that the second that arrives, I'm going to want to read it straight away anyway, so that's fine. And then, yeah, I've got plenty sort of in mind to mood read for the rest of the month as well. So I'm definitely rambling again, but I'm going to start reading Felix and watch some tennis. So it turns out that picking up Felix Ever After was a very good idea. It is now Monday afternoon and I am fair chunk into this. I'm on page, I think, 245 and it's 350 pages long. So I've got 100 pages left of this to read. I read 50 pages last night and then I've read the other sort of, 200 this morning. This morning. It's like 4:30 in the afternoon, so today in general. And yeah, I am very, very much enjoying this one. As I said, it is a reread. It was a 5-star on the first read, so I knew I would do, but it's nice to have that sort of confirmed again. And I don't really have many other thoughts on this at the minute. I'll do like an actual thoughts wrap up at the end, because obviously I know what's going to happen. There's nothing really for me to say sort of individually at the minute. I do have something else to show you though. I got a parcel this morning, trying not to show my address as per usual, and this is from Illumicrate. Well, actually it does have something else in there as well, because I got the other one I want arrived from Waterstones this morning as well, so I now have this. But I do have an Illumicrate parcel, which is the Ace of Shades debut box. So it came with a pin badge. I'm going to get it out of the thing, but you can see it. A little, it's like a, it's an Ace of Spades, but it's got like a drama mask on it as well. It also came with a wooden bookmark, which actually looks a lot nicer on camera. When you see it from a distance, it's fine. When you see it up close, like, it's really grainy. So I'm not sure how I feel about the quality of this, but I do really, really love the design. And then sort of the main thing in the box, if I can actually get it out of the box, which would be very helpful. We have an offer letter, and then we have the actual book. So Ace of Spades is a book I've been very excited to come out. It's supposed to have like it's set in a boarding school, and but it's a thriller, and it's these kids who are being sort of blackmailed, and it sounds like Pretty Little Liars type vibes, but then it's also about like institutionalized racism. It sounds very interesting, and it's only out in paperback in the UK, and Illumicrate has done a special edition, so it's hardback. Underneath we do have a design underneath, and it's also signed as well, and I'm very excited to read this one. So that's all I have to say right now. I will catch you up later when I will hopefully finish Felix Ever After and have full sport thoughts, but spoiler alert, it's going to be 5 stars. So it is Monday night and I am here with a wrap up of the week. So I've just finished Felix Ever After. I've read about 300 pages of this today and finished the entire thing. I've not done much else other than read. As I said before, this is a 5-star. It was a 5-star the first time I read it. It's a 5-star now. It is about a trans boy called Felix who goes through a particularly bad bullying incident where his dead name and pictures of him pre-transition are sort of shown to the entire school, and in trying to find out who it was that did that, he ends up creating kind of like a catfish situation. And then there's also a love story involved in this as well. There's a lot that happens in this book, and that's kind of why I really like it. It's quite a messy book, like, as in, not messy as in like the writing's messy or anything like that, but as in like the characters are, and the way that things sort of unravel throughout it. Although it's a lot of drama, it felt very realistic. Like, the main character does some questionable things, and I like that. It's not that he's not a likeable protagonist, because he is. He's a very likeable person, but he makes mistakes, and you can feel free to judge him for those things, because yeah, he does some things that are wrong, but ultimately he's a good character and he's just figuring stuff out, and it's very human. And I think that's what I like about this book. It just all feels very realistic and very human centered. It's a lot about figuring out identity. Although Felix is trans, he still hasn't necessarily figured out what his gender identity is. So he knows that he's not a girl, but then there is also other questions within that, and I find that very interesting as well. It's about sort of that it's not all like sort of set in stone. Like, it can, gender is not a binary. It can be very varied, and I like those discussions in this. I like the discussions of a lot about intersectionality as well, which is a really interesting conversation. It's about the fact that Felix is a queer trans person of colour, so he's going to suffer a lot more discrimination than sort of a white cisgender queer person is going to. And yeah, some of the discussions in here are really important and really well done. And yeah, I love this book, can you tell? Anyway, enough talking about that now. So just to recap for the week, I read Me, My Dad and the End of the Rainbow and Felix Ever After, so it's a 4-star and a 5-star. I might start something else tonight, but I'm not going to include that in this vlog. I will talk about it next week. I haven't decided. I've got 2 choices because the next 2 work, no matter which way I read them, they work for the first letter, last letter prompt in the readathon. So we'll see which one I feel like picking up. I might read through them now and decide. But I'll tell you about that in next week's vlog. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff down below. Let me know how your Whateverthon is going. I have now completed 4 books, which means I'm still slightly behind schedule, but obviously I've managed to read 1 in a day today, and hopefully should be able to read quite a few more this week and get ahead of schedule. If I can get to like 7 by the end of this week, or maybe even 8, that'd be great. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I will be back on Saturday with no idea what video, so I can't even give you a hint, but I'll be back next week with week 3 of Whateverthon. Right, bye.